Alright, so this actually isn't going to be streamed live. This is a local recording, but what I would like to do, since I didn't get a chance to do it on stream in my first playthrough, is wrap up this game. So, when we left off, I'm at like 196%. And in order to complete this game with 100%, I guess you could say, or get the true ending, I need to fight Dracula, which you don't do in a standard playthrough. So it turns out that there's these 6 pieces of Dracula that you need in order to fight him. We were trying to figure this out at the end of my casual playthrough. Why it was that I couldn't access the boss room in the second castle, and it turns out that after giving in and looking up how to do that exactly, it turns out I need to get these 6 pieces of Dracula. And I had 2 of them, but I don't have all 6. So the 2 that the 4 that I'm missing, we're missing the eye, the heart, the fang, and the ring. And to start with, I'm just gonna travel and try to find some of these. Now, let's see. I don't have exact pictures, so this is still kind of somewhat blind, but I do have general locations to try and make it so that I can eventually find all of them. So there is one in the sky walkway, there's one in the castle entrance. No, I misread that. There's one in the sky walkway. I have the one from the castle entrance. There's the chapel of Dissonance, there's one there. The clock tower I said already, and marble corridor. So those are the locations. But I still need to actually go to those places and try to figure it out. So let's go in order, I guess. It's probably the easiest. Where am I right now? Let's go to the chapel first. So my overall assessment of this game, after having played most of it, obviously there's still going to try to gather the Dracula pieces here. I guess I can see why people aren't huge fans of this game. If they're fans of other Castlevanias. I haven't played a lot of Castlevanias, so I don't have a ton of experience to be able to speak to that, but it does feel like a lot of the boss fights are really easy. Like, the AI isn't very good. They kind of do their own thing, and you're free to do whatever you want. There's no real danger a lot of times. Magic feels really strong in this game. In my opinion, I don't even think they need the heart system. Or they didn't need to use it. But they did. To me, it feels like you have enough MP to get through the game, no problem, and you're never really without a spell book. So to rely on an ability that doesn't use mana is kind of strange to me. I would have liked to actually seen them require hearts consumed as well when you cast magic, so you lose MP and hearts because the regenerating factor makes MP just strictly better. Alright, so the first clue was that it's somewhere in the chapel, and that's where we are right now. Alright, well, that's something I never got right there, but that's just a life up. Be interested to know, like, how many items I just didn't get in my playthrough, because, I mean, I did move pretty quickly, but I also visited rooms many, many, many times. Oh, I also realized, one second here, part of the reason that the stream might be kind of, or I don't know, this isn't really a stream, so local recording might not have this, but there's kind of some choppiness on the screen right now. But that is probably due to the fact that I have like a million tabs open in Chrome, so let me get rid of those. Take care of my end of the bargain here. So I'm pretty sure this is the chapel, if I'm not mistaken. So I do think I'm in the right place. If we go down here, this is no longer the chapel. I don't think it is. Or maybe it is. Let's see. So you can see I'm kind of just looking, making sure I can know where to go. If I tried to find these on my own, I'd be here for hours and hours and hours, and I mean, since the game's already been completed, essentially, I'd just like to get to the fight to try it. That will be where we struggle. Let's see. If it's not down here, then I don't know where it is. I think this all counts as the chapel, technically. I guess the other thing to think about is that it could be in the other half. I didn't really think about that. So let's see here. When I wrote down these, I didn't write down the letters either. So that might be a clue. Where were the, oh, let's not get killed here. Where was this little guide here that was going to clue me in? Chapel of Dissonance A is the first one, and I am right now in... Oh, that'll do it. I'm in B. Wonderful. Okay, the more you know. So we really want to be in A. So as far as Castlevania goes, I would like to play the other GBA ones. I played Circle of the Moon last year and got all the way to the end and just didn't finish it. But I also don't think the stream of that was ever saved because Twitch VODs were getting deleted. So maybe I would play that again. I would be more interested in playing Aria of Sorrow, since that's a relatively new experience. I owned Aria of Sorrow as a kid, but I don't remember anything from it, so I think it will be just like playing it again for the first time. Interestingly enough, I've actually never played Soten either, which is kind of the big one. So maybe that would be a playthrough. So let's try this in the other castle and see if we find it. Chapel of Dissonance A is what it says. So let me just make sure. We are indeed in A. Is there anywhere in here that... Is there a room that stands out? Like, I didn't go to that room. I don't think so. Let's just check over here. Alright, and using my trusty map here, can make sure that I'm not out of the bounds of what is considered the chapel. So I think this is not part of the chapel, if I was to guess. Pretty sure it's just the section over here to the right. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Now we're gonna have to warp a bunch. Where am I? That's not right. Alright, that didn't look like anything. There it is. Alright, so that's one of the pieces. Let's take a look. Where was the next one? He said while getting slapped in the face. Skywalkway B. So we gotta go back to the B castle here. Or actually, maybe a better thing to do would be, while we're in A, what are we missing? Fang in the ring. So let's go to Clock Tower A. That's not the clock tower. So I doubt this is ever going to get heard by anybody. But if you're a ROM hacker and you're ROM hacking the GBA castles, I think this is true of all of them. There is no, to my knowledge, there's no GBA Castlevania game that has a minimap on the screen while you're playing. And I find that in casual play, one of the most frustrating things is having to pause to constantly check and see, like, where am I? You know, I don't really know the map that well, but I have a relative idea of where I want to go. So, speaking casually, I would love it if somebody made a simple ROM hack that doesn't change the game at all. You don't have to change the rooms, but just added a minimap in the top right corner, similar to what Super Metroid has. Super Metroid's minimap doesn't really show you too much. I mean, it shows you, I think it's like a 3x5 grid of the rooms around you. And if somebody made that, that would make playing through these a lot more enjoyable. There's a lot less stop and go. I would almost consider playing that version over the standard version of the game, if that was a thing, just to make the playthrough more enjoyable, more fluid. I love ROM hacks that just improve on what's already there. They don't really feel the need to do their own thing. They just take what's there and make it more convenient. I think that's really cool. I don't know if this counts as part of the clock tower or not. I don't feel like this is the clock tower. I mean, maybe it is. It looks like a clock tower. So one of the sections that I was missing actually in this room, you can see over there. I bet it's that. How do I get there? there's a sort of a racing minigame in the bottom right corner of this map. And I tried it a couple times last time, and there was a suspicious wall, but I was never able to figure out how to get into that wall. That is a lot of harpies in one place. So there's this race mini game here that we're gonna attempt to play. But rather than actually worry about winning, I believe there's a hidden wall somewhere. Because, okay, here's the thing. There's this, see that hallway right there? Yeah, there we go. I knew there was a hidden wall in here last time I played, but I wasn't able to figure out where. So that's my piece. Nice. I thought I would spend a lot more time here trying to figure that out, but I'm glad I found it right away. This portion of the map, actually, for a long time I knew there was something here when I was playing casually. But I couldn't figure out how to get here. Because I think you had to, there was some sort of interaction with an enemy triggered this. Or there was a switch, I think, in one of the corners, and I couldn't find the switch to even get to this room. And then once I got here, the race minigame was kind of interesting. You're supposed to try to complete this section as quickly as possible. I'm not really doing it now, but you would have been rewarded with good gear at the time if you managed to get around the track before the ball did. Alright, so that's the clock tower one. Next one was Marble Corridor, and to be honest, I don't remember what the Marble Corridor is. So I'm gonna see if I can get some help here. Corridor of Marble. That sounds like a marble corridor. This is the very beginning of the game, actually. not quite right. Many of these items I feel like you could probably run into accidentally in a casual playthrough if you're very thorough, but I do feel like finding all 6 of these without assistance would have taken a long time. I'm not one to usually look up the answers to things, but this is one of those cases where it's like, I'm already done with this game and I'm ready to move on, and I otherwise wouldn't do it, so that's my philosophy on it. I know a lot of people, if they get frustrated, like the minute they get frustrated, they look something up. And that's fine if that's the way that you enjoy playing games. But I think it's much more enjoyable when you don't know the answer and you try to figure it out on your own. Like, even if you spend a lot of time on it, I feel like there's a reward in solving it on your own. Alright, so we know that it's somewhere in Castle A. And this is the marble corridor as far as I know, unless it's further right. We should be able to slide through just about every enemy in this area. That's the other thing about having completed the game now. I'm so overpowered, nothing really poses a threat. Alright, this might be the marble corridor, actually. Looking for just anything mildly suspicious. Alright, just making sure that I'm still in an area that's considered the marble corridor, and it looks like this is still all part of it. And I assume if I go through this door, then I am no longer a part of it. So this is probably not where I want to be. So I think this is 2 to go, actually, if I find this one. That looked kind of suspicious, actually. There's kind of a hole in the wall there. Can I go in there? No? Just the design of it. This is a game that, for the most part, has obeyed its own rules. But every now and then, something that you don't expect to happen can happen, and you can, like, go through a wall. Or what you see is not valid. That looks like it could be it. Alright. Nice, not bad at all. 3 out of the 4 that we're missing. The other one is in the other castle, so I'm gonna go do that right now. Let's see. The quickest way is probably over here. hit by the flea man. One thing I will say about having played this game now is that I can definitely see how a speedrun of this would be fast. I just feel like a lot of the bosses are very simple or would have easily challenged patterns. It'd be very easy to defeat a lot of them quickly. And then once you know the castle navigation, that seems like the only really barrier to a game like this. Just knowing the map for the first time. That's probably where the majority of your playthroughs in Castlevania games go, actually. It's just trying to figure out where you are and what you can do in the areas that you're in. I just lost my guide here again. Let me try to find that one more time. So the final one is in Sky Walkway B. Sky Walkway is I'm trying to find out where this is exactly. I want to say it's up by the chapel, but I don't think that's correct. I think... Let's see, I'm looking at this now and I don't recognize this section. It might be that in-between section, actually. Let's go over here. I think it leads to the chapel, if I remember correctly. So it's not that one. It's close to this one. I'm gonna go here. This looks somewhat like where I want to be. Oops. By the way, just a personal vlog. Congrats to Gary on his new BCast time, which by the time someone watches this video is probably going to be well outdated, but he has a very low 27, which at the moment beats Iceplug's time by about 30 seconds, and beats my own time by a little over a minute. I actually PB'd today as well. Got a 28-14 with a death. It should have been a 27, but in classic golden fashion, had to make a really silly mistake and die. Okay, it's not there. This is definitely the section, though. It's somewhere in this area. I want to say there was a save room over here somewhere. But I don't remember now. Ooh, rocking chair. Okay. Missed some furniture last time through here. That's another thing that I'd like to check, actually, if possible, is if anything happens when you get all the furniture. I feel like you don't. I feel like it's just for display, which is really kind of a letdown. So hopefully I'm wrong. Would love there to be like a bonus boss or something. Okay, I was just down here and there wasn't anything down there. Was there an enemy up there, or was that an item? That's an enemy. What about over here? Can I break these blocks? They look really suspicious. Do I have any items that can break blocks? Let's try a crushing stone. There it is. Alright, we got all 6. So, with the save in mind, let's just double check, make sure we have all 6. I do believe we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe the next order of business is to... Oh, I'm missing like half of a room there too. That's funny. Head over to this section. So interestingly enough, I won't have that room in the other castle. It's probably one of the rooms I'm missing in that castle. And then the other half of the boss room is also absent. I think I could have picked a faster way to go this way. Oh well. So I think there's one other caveat to this whole thing that I never would have figured out on my own. I had the right idea during the casual playthrough, but I never would have figured out exactly how to do it. I got suspicious when there was an item at the start of the game named after your character here, and then later in the game you're given an item named after Maxim, so you get like one of each. I thought there's got to be something to this. And it turns out there is. And that's how we're going to trigger the Dracula fight. So in order for me to trigger the Dracula fight, I need to win this fight with both of those items equipped. Win the Maxim fight, that is. That's another thing I just never would have figured out on my own, so... I'm in the wrong castle. It is Castle V. This would be where I go if I wanted to clear the rest of this castle, but let's go back. So I'm going to equip both of those and we'll see what happens. Dracula's remains are glowing. Alright, so we'll save here so we're right next to it, because I'm probably going to die. Knowing me. Find a way. Alright, so let's equip. Oh, they're already equipped. I got them both equipped, so we're good to go. Was it platinum tip? Is that what I want? Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, here we go. So this should be good. Pretty easy first part, I think. Let's see. Maybe it's a little harder than I thought it would be. Alright, so Maxim goes down. Now hopefully we get a Dracula fight here if we did this right. We get the Dracula fight. Alright, well so far we can't damage him, so that's cool. And do I have any, let's see. Medicine jars, I have 4 of them. That's probably useful. Let's see, do I have anything else? Big mana prism. Didn't mean to spend all of that, but alright. Oops. A little too quick on the trigger on some of these. Alright, so it looks like I can only target the top half of his body, maybe? Alright, now we're just now he's ugly. Ooh, wow, that hits for a lot. That seems really effective. Eat the turkey. Always good to eat the turkey. We're gonna get... Oh, okay. Interesting. That's it? Alright, so this is the different ending. It's cool that there was at least another phase, but at that point I'm so far over-leveled anyway. But you can see the power of magic in this game too. That one magic spell just hits so many times. Maxim is alive. And there it is. Okay, so the difference in ending is that Maxim doesn't die, I guess. If you beat Dracula. Interesting. Well, that's all I really want to do with this game, I think. Unless there's any other bizarre, like, ultra 100% thingies going on. My only guess is that there may or may not be a furniture side quest, but I just don't feel like there is anything else to do, so... With that being said, I think that's all you're going to see of this game for me. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think the bosses were kind of lame, and the magic was overpowered, but it was still a decent play. We'll see what some of the other Castlevanias have in store. But that's it. Thanks for watching. If you did choose to watch Part 3 here, the unstreamed Part 3, the very YouTube exclusive Part 3. Appreciate you watching, and look forward to seeing you on the stream sometime.